Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Monotalk. It is August 24th, 2024, and this is my documentary. Ongoing documentary of just how crazy and insane this country has become in the past 3.5, almost 4 years. And the planet in a whole. Thanks to the global pedo-predator class, aka World Economic Forum, ETAL and their associates, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Fidelity, and all these, and a handful of global, sick, crazy, sociopathic billionaires have pretty much controlled too much for too long. But I just thought I'd play this because I thought this was pretty funny here. I'll show you this one. DJ Duvall said that. JD Duvall sent this to me on Facebook. The women's restroom at the 2024 DNC. You see that? Wow, can you imagine? Yeah, they kept that shit down though. They didn't put a bunch of fucking rainbow flags and shit, which I'm not against. Just keep that shit away from our kids. That's all. You know, it's that simple. And Gays Against Groomers has been saying just that. Just keep that shit away from our kids. You know, if you want to, just for fuck's sakes. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I gotta play this, so this is funny. Uh-oh. Let's go on Instagram. Wait. Let's redo that. Oh, for God's sake. And see if we can.
Global warming!
It's coming! Here comes global warming!
We did it, lizard! Come on, hurry! It's right behind us! It's coming the other way! Back! Everyone into the community center! Hurry, go! Get inside, we have to close these doors! Here it comes! Global warming!
Global warming!
We did it, lizard! Come on, hurry! It's right behind us! It's coming the other way! Back!
Climate change. Same smell. That's fucking hilarious. And everybody's fell for it. And they're still falling for it. And this is Kamala Harris. Right, this is what they're doing. And you want to know what the motivation is? Does anybody really know what the motivation is of this entire scam of climate change? And look, I bought it when I went to the fucking Green Party, for God's sakes. What the fuck? Again, Mark, sorry. That's all I can say. And a few others out there that Jimmy Noobs Great Republican friend of mine on Facebook. He's going, man, I'm just telling you, you're going to find out. And soon enough, I find out. And I did my own due diligence, and I went down into the abyss, which a lot of people don't. You know, a little rabbit hole is, you're going to uncover a little bit of stuff. This, that, and the other thing. Maybe stuff they want you to find. But I'll get my snorkel, my mask, fins, my Hawaiian sling with my spear, and I'll fucking go deep down into the abyss. Which I think I've only been down about 40 or 50 feet max in my life. You know, without, you know, an oxygen tank. But anyway, yeah, it's crap. It's ridiculous. It's, you know, I mean, and if you disagree with me, please jump on, come on, bring your facts and data, and I'll bring my facts and data and videos and information. But there's one thing that I know is one of the major contributors to the motivation. And I'm pretty sure I got that picture. I'm pretty sure I found it the other day. That's my son. Yeah, he's getting big. He should fucking be a linebacker for fucking Nebraska. For fuck's sakes. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm glad he's staying in shape and doing what he's doing. He's eating better. He's gonna vote, and I think he's gonna move towards the conservative, unwoke system. Where is this picture that I? Oh, here it is, right here. Here's the motivation. I'm going to show you the motivate. You probably couldn't see that anyway. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. There's your motivation, people. Right? Just letting you know. Democratic President Joe Biden administration is demanding a staggering 78 trillion, not million, not billion, trillion fucking dollars. Allegedly fight climate change by funding the World Economic Forum's net zero program. Do you guys understand the motivation now? Do you get it? This is why Jill Stein is all about climate change. This is why fucking Jesse Ventura was all about climate change. They want a piece of that money. These fucking people are so corrupt, greedy. It's like, oh, I served my time. I did whatever I could. I've been running, doing my thing. I need to get a piece of the fucking action. That's their mentality. Right? If I can't beat him, I'm going to fucking join him because I'm a weak piece of shit. And what comes along with this is no more steak, no more milk. I don't use skim milk anymore. I don't use 2% anymore. I drink fucking milk. And I'm telling you, I'm losing weight. I'm feeling good. Right? Maybe I shouldn't have Cocoa Puffs, not Cocoa Puffs, but Captain Crunch with it. But, you know, every once in a while I treat myself to a little sugar. I don't like to get too crazy with it. Anyway, so here's the motivation. This is why these people are on board with this. There's no other reason. They know it's bullshit. They know it's crap. They know it's a fucking scam. But they want to be a part of that big chunk of dough. And they're going to get rid of your cows, and they're going to block the sun. And they're going to do all these things, but who it's really hurting is the 99.9% of the people on this planet, except for, like I said, these little handful of fucking sociopathic, narcissistic, nut, pedo, fucking crazy, globalist billionaires. And they're everywhere. There's a bunch of them. Who was that guy? Jim Rickards. He said, there's about 200. Which I think there are. And they're all in this cult. And they're all in this group. And they're all in this Illuminati. Or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Which don't even... The Illuminati thing is just ridiculous. Like I've always said. No matter what, heinous, ridiculous, satanic, sick, pedophilia, grooming, disgusting, child trafficking, group or cult or theism or ideology that you believe in or whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. An asshole is still an asshole. And these are just a bunch of fucking assholes. Right? And that's what Trump is trying to get rid of. He's trying to get rid of these assholes that just are destroying country after country after country. This is a good post that came up recently from Cat Turd, my buddy Cat Turd. And I thought it was, he nailed it. He fucking nailed it. It's coming up right... Was it after this? Here it is right here, yeah. Cat Turd, and this is basically what happened. There are many countries, but these are like the bigger countries. So what the globalist movement has done is they've changed France, anti-free speech, tyrannical, authoritarian, communistic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It basically is incog, Big Brother, doublespeak, Orwellian 1984 craziness. They've just gone in the direction. This is what the GPPC wants, the global pedo-predator class wants. They want these people to be under their rule, under their law, under this system, this authoritarian system. The UK has just gone, they've fully gone there. France has fully gone in that direction. Australia has gone in that direction. Canada absolutely is in that direction. And the U.S. under Kamala and Joe Biden, anti-free speech, that's it. This is what Trump is trying to get away from. And if you heard or listened to the entire endorsement, quote unquote, which I didn't really hear the words, I am endorsing and standing with Donald J. Trump. I never really heard that. As a matter of fact, it's almost like he's kind of riding some coattails when they met together at that convention. He got all this applause. He's like, yeah, feed me. I don't know, man. I'm a little sketchy about him. A lot of people are. But if they stay the course, if they can come to some kind of agreement, and if they can just kind of get past their... one definitely has an ego, and the other one is pretty darn close. We know who we're talking about. Trump's always had an ego. He's always got his self-pride. I got it. But he has a right to have it. He's done a lot of fucking pretty badass things. And if you disagree with what I'm saying in regards to Trump and all the badass things that he's done in his life, then just let me know. I'll send you a fucking list. As a matter of fact, there's one I can play for you that this girl brought in that I watch every once in a while. And I'll run that in a second. But here it is. This is the motivation. The Democrats, right? And they're Democrats because a lot of them wear these satanic, medals and patches and jewelry. They're really into that shit. I don't know how to say it, but they are. They've displayed it. You saw many... I think it was during the Super Bowl. We're watching Taylor Swift up in the suite with her friends in the background. I think maybe during some playoffs or something. And these girls, they're all sporting, wearing these necklaces with and these symbols of Satanism. Right? I'm a not a super religious guy, but I'm just saying this is not the path. You know, I mean, these people, you know, look, people could make an argument, and I get it. Christianity has killed a lot of fucking people, right? Even the Hindu religion has killed a lot of people. Even fucking the Muslims have killed a lot of people. I mean, every fucking religion. Back to what I said. I don't care what religion or theism or dogma or whatever you want to use as an excuse because you think it's better than somebody else's religion or their beliefs or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying, you can still be an asshole. You can still be a piece of shit. You can still be a fucking murderous thug. Oh, I did it because my theism, my dogma, my ideology, my horned goat told me to do it. Right? No. We need to be careful. You know, I want people to practice their religions, and I want people to be able to use the better parts of their religion. There are so many religions out there, but the main ones have plenty of some decent information there that have helped a lot of people. One of the greatest examples was Sidney McLaughlin. It's not Sarah. I used to say Sarah. Sidney McLaughlin. The track star, gold medalist. 50.37 400-meter hurdles. Crazy for a woman. Just blew everybody's fucking doors by like a second and a half or something. And she gets on and she clearly says, praise Jesus. That's fine. That's wonderful. Why would I want to take that away from somebody that's motivating her to do something so wonderful? She's not, doing anything terrible. She's actually a great ambassador of that religion, which there are many. But in this new Kamala, Biden, Hillary, Obama, Schumer, Lindsey Graham, Chuck Schumer, what's that guy? The frickin', it'll come to me. What the fuck is his name? Not Chuck Schumer, but I kind of get him mixed up sometimes. It's anyway, he wears glasses, looks like a fucking turtle. You know who I'm talking about. Mitch McConnell. All right, Mitch McConnell fucking... And then all these piglicans, because they're rhino Republicans. And then you have these Democrats that are all just real sick fucking bastards. All these people are on board. That's why they give that money to Ukraine, because it goes to their gods, which are, BlackRock and State Street and these globalist fuckers. And that's where a lot of people kind of get the disconnect. They go, and it's so interesting because I just saw, it was really odd because I just saw this ad. Maybe I put it in here. Let me see. Which I thought was really interesting. Yeah, too big to rig. Don't get your fucking hopes up, people. Don't get here, right here. This is Ruben Gallego, the dress-wearing Marine. It's pretty fucking whatever. And celebrating Ukraine Independence Day here in Phoenix, Slava, Ukraine. That's what he's doing. Oh, yeah. And then the Supreme Court just said it was unconstitutional, so good luck with that. But there'll be a fight. There may be like a physical altercation because of this. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's completely admitting that we want to cheat. Not to get off track here, but this Gallagher guy is running against Kerry Lake. Democrats want to keep shoveling billions to their money laundering Ukraine scam and ignore their own citizens again and again. It's it. And fucking RFK Jr. brought it up. Yesterday, he brought it up. He said, here's the fucking deal. Here's what's going on, man. It was the day before, whatever, recently. He said it in his farewell or endorsement speech. But he brought up it's bullshit. But you could say the same thing about Israel, couldn't you? Because I brought up the fact and I brought up the point, and I've showed the information. I've got it if you ever want to see it. We have given Israel more financial, military, blah, 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 aid for decades, more than any other country. Any other country. When we've had recessions and depressions, and even in this climate, they're over, I think, now $300 billion. And like I said, Ukraine is getting close to being number 2. Yeah, I'm really done with the other countries. I am, and a lot of base MAGA people are just so done with it. They really don't. They're tired of Israel, and this crap. A lot are. They're just tired of every country out there getting something while we're suffering. That shouldn't happen. That should never. What Trump wants to do and what JFK want to do and what a lot of people in the Trump camp want to do, and a lot of people in the administrators, that soon to be administrators, they want us to be first. But there's a little problem. There's a little problem, and it is Israel. And that's something that's always been around. It's just always been around. And Snork and Cheryl and Eric and people that have been on here and a bunch of others, we've seen it like every election cycle. Israel blows up Palestine, or Palestine blows up Gaza, or something happens, and next thing you know, there's a fucking beef, and money starts getting thrown on the fire. Just shovel that money on it. It's just like clockwork. And it's just to fill the coffers again of the lobbyists, of the military-industrial complex that'll send donations and and everybody buys it all the fucking time. Look, I know it, you know it. That's something we need to we need to nip the butt of, for sure. That needs to be something that just needs to be fucking, that umbilical cord, I hate saying that, or that reservoir needs to be turned off. That dam needs to be built. Every dam out there. We're done funding everything else but us. Right? I mean, I'm driving around, and I've done this forever. There's just fucking potholes and, people living in the streets and homeless, and it's just bad. It's just bad, and we're just not focusing on us. On our veterans. This fucking Gallagher guy isn't fucking going to help that veteran. That's fucking bullshit. They don't give a shit. Have you seen the policies? Gallagher would send that fucking veteran to Ukraine to fight. That's what that piece of shit would do. That guy's, God, man, these people, and it's just amazing how they bullshit everybody. And we get a little bit of it from the Republicans, absolutely. But right now, the Democrats, all the Democrats are all in with the World Economic Forum. They are completely and totally fucking all in. And the only person in their way, right, which they're concerned about, if you know who this guy is, this is Yuval Harari. Okay, this is Yuval Harari. He's like the right-hand man of the World Economic Forum. And he's clearly stated this. Because that meeting that Trump had back in 2015 at the World Economic Forum didn't go the way they wanted it to go. Didn't go the way the World Economic Forum wanted it to go. He said some things they didn't like sovereignty. World Economic Forum advisor to Klaus Schwab, Yuval Harari. If Trump becomes president again in 2024, it will be the final blow to the global order. That puts a smile on my face. That puts a fucking smile on my face. That alone is huge. Huge. And then RFK comes in and he wants the purest water, the purest food, and he wants to fucking stop this asthma, diabetes, and all this other shit that people have been poisoning their children with forever. They don't even know it. They don't even fucking know it. Like right here. Right? Proof. The U.S. government caught poisoning America. Ask Snort. He's fucking taught me about Echo Whiskey Golf. EWG.org. Go in there. Go to water data part in there. And type in your zip code. And then type in 92805. 92805 is Anaheim, California, or the happiest place on earth. And guess what? They have the worst water in the country. There are more fucking carcinogenic, fucking poisonous chemicals, things you've never heard of, the thousands of times more than required. This is what they're cooking your food in Anaheim, California. There's a lot of fucked up people in Anaheim. I will tell you right now. And now we know why. And now we know. A lot of those people know that, and they drink, reverse osmosis water, treated good, pure water. But we shouldn't have that anymore. We shouldn't have, water that comes through our governmental systems that's just, they've added additives to it. Just things that are just disgusting. And so we'll say, well, some of that stuff is not. No. The aquifers. Stork is somewhat right. He's always right. But anyway. So the aquifers under the Mojave Desert that run from the southern west part of Nevada on through California, through San Diego, California. This is an aqueduct in a sense, like this giant reservoir of water that runs through there. Like it's like a river that's probably bigger than the Colorado River. And maybe it's part of it, I'm not sure. But that water back in the 90s, I used to drink and was tested. And there was nothing to it. It was the perfect pH, perfect everything. It was the cleanest thing. And then all of a sudden, Nestle built their factory to steal the water up ahead of everybody else that was tapping that water for their lakes and their rivers. And there used to be a lot of catfish farms, and the catfish would be bigger than my legs. These fucking giant catfish, and the water was wonderful. I remember drinking. It was probably the most refreshing water I've ever had. Well, no. The most refreshing water I ever had was from it was Kauai, Wailua, up the river, before there were like people. And there was a running stream that used to run down from Waialeale, which is the wettest, supposedly the wettest place on earth on the island of Kauai. And that water was just fucking amazing. Amazing. Like mountain, spring, untouched water. And this is back in the 70s. This stuff. So this is where we need to be. And JF and RFK Jr and Trump want that to happen. How is that not another motivating factor? How is that not one of the greatest things you could want for the people that actually care? They care about your water. They care about the life source of your being, the food you eat, the life source of your being, your core, your body. They want you to be strong and healthy and safe and stop going to the fucking hospital all the time. I could go on, and maybe I should, on what the Trump and his campaign want to do. And it's a fucking 1,000 times better than what the Democrats want. Right? A fucking 1,000 times better. Let's see what else we got here. CNN has a meltdown, of course. Oh, here's the one. This is 8 minutes. These are some of the accomplishments. I watch her Just Jen react. She's got some good stuff.
Do for America?
Her sound is
what
not
did
very
Donald
good.
Trump do for America? What kind of acts did Donald Trump pass? Are you ready for this? Because this is going to be a long video. All you have to do is go to www.federalregister.gov and you can see it for yourself. But I found a lot that I want to show you that Donald Trump did for America. And you're never going to believe it, especially if you have been brainwashed into hating Donald Trump simply because the mainstream media told you to.
Let's play.
Here's one of the first things on the Federal Register. Expanding educational opportunity through school choice. Do you know what that is? That is for the lower and the systematically oppressed kids to actually go to a good school for a better education. You know who opposes school choice? Democrats. Promoting the use of trustworthy artificial intelligence in the federal government. Well, gee, why would we need that? Well, because we would not want somebody to make an AI image of us robbing a bank. And then, for God knows whatever reason, the courts believe it, and then you're off to prison. That is just a good example of why this was important. Addressing the threat from securities investments that finance communist Chinese military companies. Yeah, because he wants America to benefit, not the CCP. Just saying. That's pretty easy.
But Donald Trump didn't do nothing for infrastructure.
BS, because here he has modernized America's water resource management and water infrastructure.
What do you say about that one?
For all of you tree-hugging hippies out there, Donald Trump signed the 1 Trillion Trees Interagency Council. 1 trillion trees. Yay! More trees for you to hug. This one is huge because I think everybody, has their struggles. Donald Trump did more for mental and behavioral health needs. So I don't want to hear nothing that Donald Trump, your TDS. There you go. Your TDS. Addressing the threat to the domestic supply chain from reliance on critical minerals from foreign adversaries and supporting the domestic mining and processing industries. Meaning that, let's say you're one of those people, the global people, everybody needs electric vehicles. Well, where do you think they get the minerals for that? Not here. Just saying. He wants to keep mining here and make us energy independent. This one is absolutely massive. I know some of you could care less about vulnerable babies, but this one is about protecting vulnerable newborn and infant children and an America First healthcare plan. Yeah, Obamacare sucks.
But Donald Trump is such a racist and he hates women! Yeah!
Really? Then why would he sign this? This is about combating race and sex stereotyping. Come on. Right underneath that, he is blocking property of certain persons with respect to the conventional arms activities of Iran. well, we don't have to pay terrorists who actually hate us. They can actually hate us for free. Yeah.
But, Joe Biden capped insulin prices at $35.
Sorry, not sorry, but Donald Trump did it first. Yes, lowering drug prices by putting Americans first. Yeah, Donald Trump lowered and capped insulin prices $35. He did it first. And then the very second Joe Biden got in office, he undid all of Trump's good policies. And then he says, well, I got to do that and claim it for my own because he's used to plagiarizing. He's been doing it his whole life. We actually had a candidate in there who gave a shit about telehealth, your mental health, everything. He expanded rural health and telehealth access to people in rural communities who didn't have access to that before, aligning with federal contracting and hiring practices with the interests of American workers. There he goes again, putting Americans first. Oh, boo. Well, here's more of him lowering drug prices and taking on Big Pharma. Lowering prices for patients by eliminating kickbacks to the middlemen, increasing drug importation to lower prices for American patients, and access to affordable life-saving medications. All brought to you by Donald John Trump. Ooh, hopefully you can find some of this medication for the cure for your TBS.
But he hates Hispanics. Well, you've already proven him to be not racist.
But if he hated anybody, why would he do this? Why would he make the White House Hispanic Prosperity Initiative? Why would he say that the HBCUs could have long-term funding in the tunes of $150 million? He was also invested in building and rebuilding monuments to American heroes because they deserve to be what? They deserve to get the kudos because they were brave. So they deserve those monuments, okay? Okay, so quit tearing them down. He also wanted Americans to get out there and work. A lot less Americans were on the welfare system than they are today. And this is because he wanted to strengthen the child welfare system for American children. He also provided safe policy for safe communities. And he also was blocking property of certain persons associated with the International Criminal Courts. Yeah, he gave a shit about Americans. Congratulations, your TDS is unwarranted. This is one of my personal favorites. Preventing online censorship.
Oh, we don't agree with you. We're all for censoring you because, well, we don't agree with you.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that you should censor people who don't agree with you because we have what's known as the First Amendment.
But he's a rich man and he hates the working class.
Well, then why did he pass regulatory relief to support economic recovery, and he established a forced labor enforcement task force to make sure that there was no slave labor? Yeah, you can't use little kids in your factories under Donald Trump, but that has since been undone, hasn't it, Biden-Harris? Yeah, it has. Donald Trump is the only president in modern day history to not take a presidential salary. He donated it all. Actually, he's the first politician to actually lose money while being president. You know that, right? And this right here is one of the best things that Donald Trump did for Americans. He combated the human trafficking and online child exploitation in the United States. And now 300,000 plus unaccompanied alien children are missing under Biden-Harris. Where do you think they went? Right there. So I hope and while being president, you know that, right? And this right here is one of the best things that Donald Trump did for Americans. He combated the human trafficking and online child exploitation in the United States. And now 300,000 plus unaccompanied alien children are missing under Biden-Harris. Where do you think they went? Right there. So I hope and pray that you do your own research, because guess who was the best president that we've ever had?
It's compelling. It's compelling. There's I mean, that's probably a short list. There's other things I know he's done, but that's many of them. And then you have, and I gotta show this kid here. He's just, where is he? I just comment on him. He's right. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find. Sorry, you couldn't hear me there. Michael Tracy. He has Trump derangement syndrome, right? And there are a bunch of people that still have it. But once you research what this man has done and know that before he put his name in the hat to run for office, right before, I think there was an interview right before he ran for president in 2016 when he was being interviewed, I believe, by Oprah or some huge celebrity, and many before that, prior to that moment when he said he wants to run for president. They loved him. Everybody loved him. Hey Jordan, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, they all freaking completely, totally, and absolutely adored this man. He was on talk shows. He had segments all the time. You know, what was The Apprentice was the show? You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Whatever. But most of the time when he fired people, he was pretty spot on. I would say at least 90% of his firings made sense. You know, he wanted people that could do the fucking job. And there was no DEI. Right? There was no corporate equality index either. Donald Trump fucking, you know, whatever. If you're not doing it, you're not doing it. You know, I get it. I understand that. You know, and everybody should have that. And that's why when I fuck up at work, which I have, everybody's made mistakes and stuff. You don't want to let that continue. You want to be consistent. And this guy right here, just a lot of people are using the partnership of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Trump as a scam or a problem, and the way they mold and bring all this information in. Which, look, they're not perfect. I get it. But like I just said, they want to take down the fucking World Economic Forum. I know they do. I know they want to take down the World Health Organization. I know they do. The biggest thing is they want to fucking take down child trafficking. So I'm a little concerned about these people. I mean, are you against Trump because you want 300,000 children to be missing? Is that what you want? And this is why they fear him the most. Because there's people out there, I would say a lot of fucking Democrats, and I'm sure a few Republicans, are sick fucking bastards. And they need to be incarcerated. immediately. Immediately. I wonder if I had that. This is kind of interesting because I hope I have this. Hang on, let me see. Let me go to my favorites. Did I save it? Did I save it? Damn it, I didn't. Yeah. It was showing a lot of entertainers that were going against the pedowood or Hollywood child trafficking that they've been doing. And we're going to expose it, and then they died. All of a sudden, they were gone. There's a correlation. There's dots that need to be connected. Right? For sure. It's out there. Let me see. I don't fucking have it. But here's who this is probably you. That's you. That's the Democratic base. There they are. And the new study came out recently, and they're called the 64% of the liberal base, or the Democratic base, are mentally ill. And I did a show about this saying, well, if you had the purest water, the purest food, you weren't injected with all kinds of crap as a baby and as you were growing up, maybe you'd be thinking a little different. Maybe your mind would be, I'm not saying you'd be I'm not saying that your personality would be changed. I think everybody has their own different personality, right? Their MO, modus operandi, just the way they are. But I think you would probably think a little bit differently about things, right? I think you would think a lot differently about things. And this is interesting.
We have fought too hard for women to be told to get out of the kitchen.
Why is that so low?
Stupid or something.
We have fought too hard for women to be told to get out of the kitchen.
Are you stupid or something?
We have fought too hard for women to be told
To get out of the kitchen. Maybe they don't want it. You know, I mean, it's been a two-income system for a long time now. And a lot of people share responsibilities and duties, and I get it. But it shouldn't be that way. And I mean, a lot of women are okay with being stay-at-home moms. I think a stay-at-home mom is probably the most respectful, dignified, and hardest fucking job on the planet. You know, it's not easy raising kids. I'm fucking telling you. And moms are super important. Super important. But sometimes they gotta work. And in this economy, for sure. And in this Biden-Harris democratic, they have to. Yeah, that Paul Tracy guy is Tracy, whatever his name is. Who was that guy again? Yeah, Michael Tracy. Let's see what he says. Yeah.
largely Republicans, not exclusively, but many people who wanted to ultimately support Trump or support a Republican were cheering for RFK Jr. because they thought that he would just be a thorn in the side of Joe Biden. And by running in a Democratic primary, you could see why that would have been the impression. RFK Jr. maybe would have drawn a non-negligible number of votes from Biden in a Democratic primary. Obviously, RFK Jr. was not.
He fucking absolutely would have. Maybe he would have. The reason why they fucking don't protect him, you dumb fuck, they took away his protection, his Secret Service protection. They blocked him in every fucking state they could. They created millions of dollars. They used millions and millions of dollars, maybe billions, to keep him out of states. What the fuck? What has this guy been fucking following? Yeah, he's got fucking he's got fucking TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. A lot of people do. It's a lot. Look, it's hard to shed that. It's hard to shed that. But I got to tell you right now, if I met Donald Trump, I would stick my hand out and I'd say, "I'm sorry, sir. I fucking got hypnotized. They fucking fooled me, and I apologize. You're a decent man. He's a good man. He's done great things for a lot of people. He's had some great businesses. Yeah, he's had some bankruptcies. A lot of companies have, right? But compared to the Democrats, this guy's a much better advocate for the citizens of the United States. By far. Right? I was wrong about 2A. I was wrong about so much shit. And if I ever saw that guy, I said, "Look, I'm sorry. And I'm sure a lot of people, if you're not at that place, if you were a progressive, liberal, Bernie Sanders person, and you all of a sudden aren't, and you stopped using your critical clarity and courage thinking skills, then, you're probably with this guy, Michael Tracy, and a bunch of others. I believe Jimmy Dore is going to vote for fucking Donald Trump. He would be. I think anybody that doesn't vote for Donald Trump isn't getting the full story, or hasn't listened, or tried to talk to people, tried to listen, tried to go down the abyss like I have, and get that, and get what's needed. Now, there's a kind of alarming video I saw on YouTube. Yeah, Michael Tracy, you've done some great stuff, bro, but I tell all these people that have TDS and they're Trump and RFK Jr. and all this other shit bullshit. Well, what's your solution? What is your solution? Because I wanted to fucking protest, and I went out to my capital of my state 3 fucking times. Nobody fucking joined me because it was the middle of fucking the COVID and all this other shit. Right? Fluvid-19 was fucking rampant. And I went out and let's get together and let's start protesting the World Economic Forum and all this other stuff, and nobody jumped aboard. Nobody else was even in that place, which I thought was very odd, because everybody's kind of waiting for somebody to save them. But if Trump doesn't fucking do what he's supposed to do, and RFK doesn't do what he's supposed to do, and all this other stuff that they keep claiming they're going to do, yeah, there will be. And I'm telling you, I've talked to many people on the Trump base. If he doesn't fucking not only drain the swamp this time, but bulldoze it over and build a fucking forever pool, if you know what that is, look it up, then they're going to revolt. That's it. They're tired of being fucking played and fooled, and they're going to revolt. They're not going to keep going down this road. You know, if he doesn't fucking do what he says he's going to do, there's going to be a revolt. That's all I'm saying. And I'm totally cool with that, because we can't keep letting the World Economic Forum and their associates and these sickos fucking keep running these countries. You know, they've already taken over France. They've already taken over UK. They've fucking definitely took over Australia. They've totally taken over Canada, thanks to Trudeau. They've taken over states like California, Oregon, Colorado. All the blue fucking states are done. Just fucked up, you know. And people are, yeah. You have no idea of the fucking nuclear bomb that's coming when the illegal aliens, and it's actually to be at the actual number is not 10 million. The actual number is close to 16 million. And it could be close to 20 or over 20 million by the end of 2024. When those people, when the Democrats decide they've used them, or they're not doing what they're supposed to do, or they put their phones down and they decided to vote for Trump, or they didn't vote, or whatever happens, and they're not usable and abusable, not just to kids, but to what they're trying to do, the Democrats and some of the Republicans. They're just gonna let them loose. And once they're loose, and once they get cut off from the money, and this is I did a show about it a week or so ago, it's gonna turn into a fucking internal domestic fucking giant bomb. Because they're gonna get seriously desperate. They're not gonna have room, they're not gonna have housing, they're not gonna have food. They're gonna be fucking desperate, and it might get nuts. Right, and the only way that many of them, and that they've been flown over from countries who fuck all over the place. But Trump is going to go after the biggest threats first, for sure. He's going to track those fuckers down, especially the cartels and the drug dealers, for sure. He's going to go to the CCP fuckers, the Chinese Communist Party people. He's going to go after the fucking, people from the Middle East that fucking hate us, which, I don't blame most of them for fucking hating us, because we fucked them over so bad, which we have. Look it up. If you disagree with me, just let me know. And I'm telling you, we've fucked over a lot of people. We have made so many quote unquote friends in the past few decades. You have no idea how pissed off people are. You have no idea just how angry these people are with us and what we've done, coups and taken over and helped push actual dictators into office. It's all part of the tyrannical, Great Reset, New World Order fucking agenda. It's it. And Paul Tracy's fucking playing into it. It's Sabby Sabs, kinda. I think Sabby Sabs is gonna fucking go Trump. I'm hoping. And if you're not, then don't worry. Just go sit somewhere in the bleachers and just be a fucking spectator, like you've always been. Just be a fucking spectator. Because I'm on my 6th fucking YouTube channel. Because I'm not stopping. I want people to know what the fuck is going on and how it's going on and where it's going on. Even if I'm a little off or wrong. But in this particular case, I did some serious fucking research on Donald Trump. Right? Nobody fucking convinced me. I convinced myself that this guy is real. And they fucking are afraid of him because he wants to expose the criminal actions that they've put upon all of us. Especially children and kids and just everything. It's fucking, it's beyond your comprehension. It's beyond most people's comprehension. They just can't fathom how heinous and horrific and insidious their own government can be. They just can't. No. It's like when COVID came. Everybody's like, I hate. Big Pharma just got sued for what, 2.3 billion or 23 billion or something up big for using, or Johnson & Johnson got sued, and Pfizer got sued, and a bunch of other companies got sued. And then they have fucking over-the-counter drugs, right? With the opioid epidemics, everybody was against Big Pharma. And all of a sudden, this big fearing fluid came, and everybody just turned. They just did a fucking 180. Oh, Big Pharma's great. Fauci's great. Everything's great. Oh, we trust them. I was watching it in real time. It was the fucking most meek, malleable, compliant, and obedient thing I've ever seen in my life. Look, I've asked my mom, asked my family. I've always been a rebel. You know, if the word maverick is put on my tombstone, then that would be me. Because I've been a fucking rebel. I've always questioned authority because I've been around it, by the way, for too long. But my point... change subject. No, I don't have a single felony, right? I've never been charged. You know, I've done stupid shit like not paying my tickets or something. One time I just got done surfing an epic day at Golden West. It was about 6 to 8 feet. I caught like 7-10 waves, just a couple of barrels. And I was just super hungry. And my girlfriend, Kelly, at the time, wonderful girl, was going to make fried chicken that night. She made the best fried chicken. And I was going to call, I said, I'll call you because we didn't have, I think I had a pager or something at the time. But I needed to call her and let her know, you know, I'm coming home. Are you going to start making the food? Because I'm 20 minutes away. Because she lived in Anaheim and I lived in, and she lived in Anaheim Hills and I lived in Huntington down by the beach. But I wanted to go to that fucking chicken and a few other things. But I call her. I'm on Beach Boulevard or Harbor Boulevard in the 405, and there's this little motel, and there's a payphone. I say, oh, there's a payphone. So I turn in, and I go to use the payphone, and I put like quarter or whatever in, and it's ringing. As it's ringing, like 3 cop cars pull up right in front of me, right in back of me. And I hear this boop real fast, and I go, what the fuck is going on? And I turn around behind me, there's 3 cop cars behind me. And I go, all right, something's going on. I didn't know if they were there for me, or is there somebody next to me with a gun? I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And they go, put down the phone, put your hands on the top of the phone. Okay, so I put my hands on the phone. And they come up to me, and they start questioning me, and they didn't cuff me. And the guy goes, we are casing this hotel because of drugs. And I had the fucking I had a little white Toyota Tercel, and it looked like shit, but it had my surf racks on it, my surfboard, and all that other stuff. I had a fucking badass surfboard. I had a few really badass surfboards. But anyway, and he goes, I go, where are you here? Did it? I said, well, I'm coming over here. I'm fucking just got through surfing. I'm gonna go eat fried chicken. That's what I'm doing. He goes, yeah, you're not the guy. You're not the guy. And I go, oh, okay, well, good. I'm not the guy. And you go, can I go? And he goes, nah, I got to run a fucking background check and all this other shit. I go, all right. And so he ran it, and he comes back. He goes, good news is you can eat your chicken, but it's gonna have to be tomorrow. I'm like, what? He goes, you have a parking ticket. This is California. They're fucking assholes. $320 parking ticket that turned into a warrant. And I went to jail and got processed that night. I had no idea how to fucking... It was like a $20 parking ticket over time turned into $320, and it turned to a warrant. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But anyway, I did get that chicken, but it was the next day. But he let me make a phone call and tell my girlfriend what was going on. I was like, fuck. You're not going to believe what's happening, but... Anyway. I was young, I was crazy. I had a good time. But this guy's just shit. There's so many people out there that just aren't getting it. You know? Yeah, Johnny Vedmer is awesome. He's got some good information. But I what gets me the most is these people. What gets me the most is this guy's still running free. How is this motherfucker still free? You know, and here comes the algorithms are going to come after me, the bears, and all the information in bears, and all the, what do they call that? There's a website, died suddenly and all this other stuff, where they, actual people have reported in it, and if you go to, I think I have, you know what, I should put the website up of the people that have been in the United States unliving because of this thing that this guy pushed on the country. I mean, and we're in the thousands. Whereas when the Pinto, the car of Ford, had a few accidents where people running into the back of it and the gas tank would explode, a couple of 2 or 3 people died, and they stopped it. They stopped it immediately. And there's many cases like that where the government came in the past when somebody was hurt or injured, and they would stop that particular drug. I mean, go to the FDA and look at all the fucking recalled and drugs that they've pulled from the market, and then look at what these things have done to people. And everybody knows the FDA is a fucking corporation. They fucking take money from, and they're bought and paid. And then, you know, RFK Jr. just fucking talked about that in his endorsement speech. Speaking of the endorsement speech, I really didn't hear the guy say, I am endorsing Trump, or anything similar to that. You know, and then he kind of jumped on the coattails of that convention because he got a big applause and everybody was up in arms for him and stuff like that. Because all these people don't like they don't like that vaccine. They don't like that vaccine stuff. They didn't like it. And they kind of like what he was doing and what he's saying and what he's been presenting. Look up Steve Kirsch if you get time. Look up Andrew Kaufman if you get a time. I had Dr. Andrew Kaufman on my show here, on my original channel, but they took that off. I got a strike for having him on my show. And he was just talking about what was going on. We were just asking questions, getting a perspective, maybe developing a theory, or nobody really fucking knew. But anyway, this guy should be fucking in jail. He should be. Yeah, these are all these people, and there's so many out there that are scared shitless that Trump is going to cut off some serious money flow, some money laundering scams that are happening out there. They're also very scared and very frightened that he's going to expose a lot of the pedowood, Hollywood pedophilia, fucking trafficking shit, and then a lot of celebrities and the sick shit that Hillary and Uma have done. Yeah, look up if you ever want it, some information about Hillary Clinton and Uma. Just let me know in the comments, and I will send you a link on what these people are and what they've done in regards to Anthony Weiner's laptop. Just let me know, and you will be probably traumatized, because it's still stuff that just rings in my head. It's terrible, terrible stuff. But wait, did I play this? I just got it from people are seriously pretending Trump is anti-establishment. You don't become a billionaire if you're fighting against corporate interests. You do become one by exploiting workers. All of a sudden, this don't matter anymore. Have you ever talked to his workers, Sabby? This is speculation. This is there she goes. She's gone. It's over. She can't. They can't get it out of their heads. Look, there's a lot of billionaires out there that have done some pretty heinous things. I guarantee you. But there's a few billionaires out there that did it, justly and rightly and correctly. And if you can show, don't become a billionaire if you're fighting against corporate interests. Okay, you do become one by exploiting workers. So can you provide that example? Can you provide, I mean, if you're talking a couple of employees or just somebody's pissed off or just got the apprentice, they got fired because there was a lot of people that got pissed off at Trump for firing him. It was drama, right? But can you provide, I'm going to say, well, who can you provide a list? Can you provide a list of all the exploited I gotta put it on here. Exploited yeah, that's speculation. And I always say, so what the fuck? What's your fix then? And then this chick really fucking. I love her stuff. She's done a bunch of stuff. This is just a thought. And there she goes. She's doing her tear. But this chick hasn't voted since 2008. You mean nothing to me right now. Your perspective, what you're saying, what you're bringing to the table means nothing. You've had zero to do with what's going on in this country since 2008. And all you do is bark and complain and bitch and bark and complain, right? Sending people in one direction or another direction or some kind of, but you're not doing anything. Why don't you build a website that says F the WEF or DIYLiberty.org like me? To get people out there to protest. Why don't you do that? Right? Why don't you do a YouTube channel and get on once or twice a week, or at least 2 or 3 times a month, and try to help people, whether it's right or wrong, whatever. But you're not doing anything. You're just saying shit, and you fucking don't vote. It's those people that fucking just it's lunacy. It's derangement. That's completely deranged to say that you're making a difference when you don't even vote. And yeah, I get it. Some of these votes are bad and the system's not great and like okay, all this other shit. I get it, but you have to fucking try. You have to try. You have to at least give it your best. And if that's my best, I'm going to keep giving it because I'll keep voting for the person I believe that will make a difference in my community, whether it's dog catcher to fucking president, whatever. But I'm going to let my voice be heard. That's the American freaking way. I don't know why you're here. I don't know why these people are here. Maybe she's just waiting for handouts. A lot of these people like UBI, MMT or TMM, whatever the fuck that is, which is part of the World Economic Forum's plan. Right? It's just, this is just ridiculous. Whatever you want to fucking say, bullshit. I'm supporting guys like fucking Eric Schmidt. Democrats have shamelessly become the party of censorship. And their cozy relationship with big tech is the real threat to a democracy. Absolutely. The First Amendment is the most important amendment. And by the way, Sabby, and by the way, just a thought, it's because of people voting is allowing you to say what you're saying. It's like they're stepping on their own dicks. If they had them, why would you, there's a guy, one of the biggest thing that Trump wants to do is he wants to protect the First Amendment. And guess what protects the First Amendment? Guess what exactly protects and defends the First Amendment. Do you know what it is? I'm gonna give you a hint. It makes a loud noise. It makes a loud noise. Yeah, the second protects the first. Because look, every communist country that has been taken over by tyrannical, authoritarian dictatorships, it's fucking incog. And that shit, they took away their guns first. So the people couldn't fight back. That's what they want to do here. And I don't know, you guys are, it's like, it's retarded. Okay, I'm going to say retarded because you guys are being fucking retarded. Right? I mean, I'm not the fucking sharpest knife in the fucking knife set, but this is fucking retarded. Who are you helping? Who are you helping? There's only one path. Look, I tried the other path. Nobody's trying that path. You get out a massive protest. Yeah, we should have had a fucking billion, not a million, but a billion-man march I was trying to get together in 2020, 2021, 2022. But here we are. We're stuck with Democrat and Republican again. Right? Because you've got idiots like making fucking parties that are so against the grain of our country. The Communist Party of the United States of America. Communist Party. What the fuck? Jackson Hinkle. What? Yeah, it's the water and the food. I'm telling you. It's the water. I clean off my grapes with water and a lot of baking soda in the water. I stir it around. And you would freak out. The sludge and junk that comes off of these grapes. My grapes are pure. I mean, I don't know what's inside of them, but on the outside, I'm sure there's all kinds of fucking shit chemicals. Right? You know, I'll tell you, and the Foo Fighters. Rock band Foo Fighters to sue Trump over My Hero song. Will donate royalties received to Kamala. Now that band sucks. It's amazing. They don't get it either. They just don't get it. Wow. In my home state of Florida, Harris supporters are coming out in droves. We're going to flip Florida blue. Oh, look at that. Look how many people there are. There we go. That's a big fuck. Where is that? That's a good picture. That was an inside job. We know that. Let's go back to the profile. It was right. Oh, here it is. Yeah. This is the person that the Democrats worship. You have no idea what this man's done to people. Most of you have no idea. No fucking idea what he's done to small cities and little tiny communities in Africa and other countries with his poison. You have no idea. But after I've looked it up and after I put it on my blog, Montauk blog, it's all there. It's all the stuff this guy has done is just, he's a genocidal maniac. Period. That's what he is. He's just, and he runs most of academia, and he runs the WHO. He is the guy in charge. A genocidal maniac is in charge of the World Health Organization. He until Trump came along, he was the largest contributor. And then the Biden administration came along, and now they're kind of close to contributing a lot of money to the World Health Organization. which has nothing to do with your health and safety. Absolutely nothing. I don't care. I can prove that over and over and over and over and over again all weekend, twice on Sundays, that the World Health Organization is, in my professional perspective and opinion, probably the greatest genocidal terrorist group on the planet, besides the World Economic Forum, which I keep telling people that they are. They're just a bunch of sick fucks. And as much as you want to worship these people, they're sick fuckers. They're just all really fucked up. And then there's a new mosquito outbreak that Bill Gates put up. Oh God, if you cannot question it, it's not science. It's propaganda. It's just okay. Let's see what he's saying here.
Modified organisms, and we're injecting them in just. Vaccines are so important. We'll have new vaccines. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. The misinformation about vaccines and associating certain people like myself or Fauci having malign intent with vaccines, that was most acute in the United States. There's no doubt in the next 5 years, we can, we just need to mess around. There are a lot of lipid nanoparticles, and some are very self-assembling. We'll have a TB vaccine, malaria vaccine, HIV vaccine. Vaccines are so important. Yeah, I'd probably have one of the highest greenhouse gas footprints of anyone on the planet.
He does.
Vaccines are so important.
You've invested $10 billion in vaccinations over the last 2 decades, and you figured out the return on investment for that.
That's a pretty strong number.
You think life will fully return to what we thought of as normal?
We'll have starting.
You think life will fully return to what we thought of as normal?
We'll have starting in the summer about 9 months where a few things like big public gatherings will still be restricted. Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population. It won't be the last pandemic that we face. We'll have to prepare for the next one. That I'd say is will get attention this time.
That's a good one. Absolutely, arrest this fucker. I'm gonna leave it at that. I may have missed a few things. I'll just got one more thing and then I gotta get going. This guy here, sorry. Where is it? What he stated makes sense. You got to watch this kid right here. He's pretty good. Let me show you. His name is Don Lucree. This man is pretty smart. There's a few people out there, but he's pretty intelligent. He kind of knows what he's talking about. And I'm a Republican that's afraid of Donald Trump winning in 2024. It's kind of a misnomer because what he actually says, and it makes sense, is that if Donald Trump becomes president and he doesn't have the House and the Senate as a majority, which he doesn't bring up, which this guy doesn't bring up, he's just scared that all hell is going to break loose. They're going to try to fuck up everything, which they're already doing. If you haven't been paying attention, Trump has gone through fucking hell and high water to get to where he's at now. They fucking took a shot at him. It wasn't some lone fucking dude, right? from the fucking gun ranch. It was all these connections will be proven. Right? All these things will be proven. You'll see. And it's already been pretty fucking proven already. I've already put a compelling argument together to say that it was absolutely inside job, that him being hit in the right ear was no accident. It wasn't a lone fucking person. But the stuff that this guy, it's amazing. It's fucking amazing. But what he's saying is it could get really bad. And the only way it's going to get bad is if he has absolute control, him and RFK and Tulsi Gabbard and everybody else that's going to be in there, if they can fucking get the majority in the House and the Senate, the Democratic Party will probably no longer exist. I don't think the Democratic Party will exist past 2025 or 26. Remember I said that. Usually I'm fucking right. I don't know what my kahuna powers are coming from, but they're shitty when it comes to girls for some reason. I don't know what the fuck. Right? I just trust people. But in regards to politicians, I don't trust them. I'm keyed in on these people. And this guy is too. He's pretty focused. He's got some good information. I understand his thing. He just thinks it's going to be hell. And yes, they're going to do whatever they can to make it look shitty. And he's going to have to, and when Trump gets in, he's got to sever those ties. He's got to break up that monopoly inside there. He's got to obliterate, in a sense, incarcerate mostly the deep state, right? And then go out from there. Go after the globalists, which he's fucking going to go after them. There'll be connections. They'll be exposed, for sure. For sure. Ukraine will be a big one. You guys are going to be fucking pissed when you find out where all that money went. You'll be fucking... I already know where it went, but most of you will be fucking pissed. And some of the money went to Israel, too. For decades. Trump could fucking seal this right now if he said, I want the killing to stop in fucking Gaza. I just want that to stop. Vote for me and I'll make sure there's a peace treaty and that shit will never happen again. If he fucking does that, it's over. It's over. Every fucking state, in my opinion, will definitely just be completely fucking Trump. Because everything else kind of plays out fine. And if you need healthcare and if you need the other stuff, talk to your fucking state. Tell your state what you want to do. Right? At my work, I've got unions coming in, helping out workers. Nobody's stopping them. They're allowed to come in and by law and do the things they want. Right? And it's been helpful for them in many ways and kind of bad for the corporations. But you know what? The corporation will survive. Right? They always usually do. Right? They just need to give a little bit more. Right? They just need to give a little more. And that's where I think we need to start dealing with these corporations. Don't tax the people. Don't tax a guy for fucking creating a farm that he started with 100 acres from his dad and his ancestry. And then he was able to get 1,000 more acres and build an empire for himself. Don't tax that fucking dude because he's a millionaire. Maybe several times. He fucking worked his ass off. Don't tax that fucking... that lemonade stand that turned into fucking 7 Brewery or whatever the fuck that is. Don't go after these people individually. Just the trickle down effect doesn't really work. We all know that, right? But that's up to the workers. I mean, there's when you okay. The future, and I'm going to leave it this because this is going to get complicated. Technology is happening. AI is not going to be stopped. And this is very threatening to pretty much everybody on the planet. People don't even know how dangerous that is. Some idiot is going to fucking give a robot a fucking opposable thumb and the ability to fucking run through brick walls. And then that thing's going to start thinking, I know, you've seen all the fucking Terminator movies, you've seen Matrix, you've seen all this other shit, but no, but somebody's going to fuck up. And we need to fucking put a cap on that shit. We need to bring human workers back. And I'm telling you, ding-dongs, when you go through the checkout station and not stand there and demand to be served by a human being, you're helping that process. You're helping somebody lose a job or some hours. People don't get it. They're just so used to it now. It's okay. But I'm standing in line. I always stand in line to make sure that kid or that girl or that employee can bag my fucking groceries, check out my groceries and stuff like that, instead of some fucking machine or 20 machines, which, by the way, Walmart, I think, is getting rid of pretty soon, which they all start to need to get rid of. Amazon just fucking fired thousands of employees. They brought in billions of dollars worth of fucking AI robots that are just doing everything, mostly a lot of stuff now. Right? We need American workers. And yeah, we're not perfect, but this is how we do our thing. You know, and we've always been strong, and we want to build the best parts. We don't want what the fuck is that called? I just had it in my head and it went right past my mind. I got to back up and get it again. It's called something. When something is built to only last a certain amount of time, because it's got shitty plastic grade or shitty metal grade and shitty parts and stuff like that. There it went again, and I fucking missed it. God damn it. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Especially this is how that happens. All right, so you're supposed to, if you clench your fist, you should be able to remember. It's called planned obsolescence. Ooh, I clenched my fist and it came right to me. Planned obsolescence is when something is, I mean, look at how many vacuums do you need to buy? Because all I know is my grandmother had one vacuum from Westinghouse or GE or something like that, right? Kenmore, that lasted, I don't know, 15 years. I saw the same fucking vacuum forever in that house. And now I see people buying new fucking vacuums because they're all made of shit plastic and they all break down every 8 to 10 months. Kirby. Good. That's a good one. Anyway. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Snark. I work tomorrow, but I'm off for a couple days after that. Let's try to get together and talk about some of the stuff my friend Martin's Peter sent me in regards to the hydroelectric plants that they want to, hydrogen electric plants, and a few other things that they have, because he's been doing a lot of big projects, and he does very well. Anyway, I'd like to get in touch with you with him and some of the technology. And this would probably be somebody that you may want to know, because I've known him since I was 13, 14 years old. He's a really super cool guy, and he's fucking funnier than shit. First we get on the phone, he goes, "My sister fucking ripped me off, bro." I'm like, whoa, what happened? He goes, "No." He talks about Pulani, his sister, and all these other people. I'm like, hey, you know, we just share that kind of stuff. You know, we're all good friends from a long time ago. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Do your country, do your family, do yourself, do your kids and your grandparents. Just vote for Donald Trump. Right? That's it. And if you don't think that's a good idea, then leave a comment, and we'll come on my show, and you can bring all your information. But nobody ever comes. This always happens. Nobody ever comes. Oh, by the way, I've been at 48 fucking subscribers forever, for 2 years now with this channel. It is so weird. It is so fucking weird. If I can get 3 more subscribers I can start doing live from my phone. And I can start talking to people and doing microphone interviews and stuff, which I'd like to do. I'd like to do it before the convention, before the election, like in that, just like a few weeks before that. If you know anybody who wants to hear what's going on, how the world's working, from my documentary perspective here at Mana Talk, Mana Power, Talk meaning talk, power of talking, come aboard. Anyway, aloha. Thank you for being here. Mahalo. We'll talk to y'all soon. Oh, I'm going to do a show here pretty soon on Hawaii lore again. Take care. Bye. Aloha. Bye. Aloha. Thank you.